Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Titus Andronicus and we get to hear from Tamora today. Remember, Tamora is the Goth queen who Titus has been fighting in wars for at least 10 years, and he lost about 21 sons to her, or at least in that war. And Titus had brought her and her 3 sons, Alarbus, Chiron, and Demetrius, and her sort of advisor person, Aaron the Moor, back to Rome as prisoners when he came back to Rome. But then he was offered the emperorship. He didn't want it. He said that he asked if he could name the next emperor, and he named Saturnius, who took it and was pleased by it and said, okay, in my first act, I'll marry Titus's daughter Lavinius. But then Saturnius's brother Basanius showed up and said, actually, I'm already engaged to Lavinia, and he ran away with her and they got married somewhere off stage. Meanwhile, Titus's remaining 4 sons tried to stop Titus from going after her. And in all of that, Titus killed one of his own sons, Mucius, for trying to protect Lavinia and her honor and allowing her to marry the man that she was already engaged to. And when the 3 remaining sons and Lavinia and Basanius and Marcus Andronicus all come back, they're like, Titus, you killed your own kid, that's terrible. And he's like, no, not you, like, you aren't my sons wouldn't dishonor me so. And they had to beg to get Titus to allow Mucius to be buried in the family crypt with everybody else, which he finally caved, basically by saying, I'm done with this family. I want nothing to do with any of you anymore, any of that kind of stuff. And while that conversation was going on, Saturnius and Tamora had gone off to get married because Saturnius doesn't want to be presented as the new emperor of Rome without already being married to Tamora. And he gave up on Lavinia like that because he thinks that Tamora is hotter anyway. So we've just put Mucius into the tomb, and Basanius and Lavinia have come back, and Basanius was trying to plead for forgiveness or kindness towards Titus. He doesn't want Titus to have to suffer in this whole thing. He's like, look, he killed his kid for you on your behalf, like, be good to him. But Saturnius doesn't really want to hear that. He's not thrilled with Titus, and we would be just as happy if Titus went away. But then Tamora is like, actually, yeah, I sort of second that. Maybe you should be kind. And Saturnius is like, wait, what? So he does all these things, and we don't get to take revenge? Like, I'm just supposed to take it and allow him to do whatever it is that he wants to do? And Tamora says, not so, my lord. The gods of Rome forfend I should be author to dishonor you. But on mine honor dare I undertake for good Lord Titus innocence in all, whose fury not dissembled speaks his griefs. Then at my suit look graciously on him, lose not so noble a friend on vain suppose, nor with sour looks afflict his gentle heart. My lord, be ruled by me, be won at last. Dissemble all your griefs and discontents. You are but newly planted in your throne. Lest then the people and patricians too, upon a just survey take Titus' part, and so supplant us for ingratitude, which Rome reputes to be a heinous sin. Yield at entreats, and then let me alone. I'll find a day to massacre them all, and raise their faction and their family, the cruel father and his traitorous sons, to whom I sued for my dear son's life, and make them know what 'tis to let a queen kneel in the streets and beg for grace in vain. Come, sweet emperor, come, Andronicus, take up this good old man, and cheer the heart that dies in tempest of thy angry frown. So if you didn't get it, part of that she's speaking directly to Saturnius just by himself. Some of it is like for everybody, and some of it is just for Saturnius. So the first part is just for everybody, where she's like, no, I don't want to offend you or tell you how to run anything or cause you any dishonor or anything like that, but Titus has been a very good friend to you, as his grief has shown. He's been a great friend to Rome, and he's been a great friend to you. So, it would be best to treat him with kindness and to find him innocent of any possible faults. But then she speaks to just Saturnius by himself, and she's like, you know what? You need to be smart about this, because you're just emperor right now, and if your first act is to kill Titus, people might not agree with you on that, and they might undo you for having killed this major war hero as your first act as emperor. So just let all of that stuff go and leave it to me, because I will find a time to kill him and his entire family, because he killed my son in the street after I begged for forgiveness for my son. He took my son off and dismembered and burned his body. So I will destroy his family, and then you're faultless. And then she puts on the big show again, and she's like, come everybody, please, Saturnius, please forgive Titus. And Saturnius is like, you know what? Yes, she's changed my mind. I forgive you. You're cleared of all faults. And Tamora is like, thank you. I appreciate that. And Tamora has a little bit more to say that we will hear tomorrow. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.